This is the Sinonmo Essentials Knockbox and Tamper Set. So welcome to Kabin's Coffee Corner. This channel is designed to help you choose the coffee gear you want to brew with at home. You'll find a lot of reviews and comparisons, so please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching my content. I also have an Instagram account called Kabin's Coffee Corner. You're more than welcome to follow me there. I've had this for a little bit now, probably 8 months or so. And I like this because it matches the Flare 58. That's the whole reason I bought this. If you look, here's the Flare 58 portafilter, and that's pretty much spot on with that, as well as the Fellow Stag EKG with black with the light wood handles, and the Niche Zero with the in black with the wood accents. I did end up vinyl wrapping it and making it matte black to match everything. But I want to go over what I like and what I don't like about this set, because this is a $200 tamping set, so it's not a cheaper thing here. So first off, we're going to start with this. This is the cradle to hold a portafilter, so you can tamp and hold your portafilter in here. So what you're simply going to do is your portafilter will rest just like that on the top of it, and put the funnel on, and you can do the WDT method, which is basically stirring up the grounds with needles, and you're good to go there. And then when you're done with that, you can pull that out and take the tamper and tamp just like so. So starting off with this, here are a few flaws that I have. The first one is this almost kind of, it's like kind of like a matte black textured finish on here, and when it's metal and paint and you're hitting metal every single time you put it on there to tamp, what happens is this happens. The finish wears out just a little bit on the corners here, and it wears it out a little bit, and you can begin to see the metal finish underneath of it. That has this little cork bottom to it. It looks nice. I wish it was just raised a little bit longer, so it wouldn't sound like that when you hit a table. It would be softer on there. Maybe mine was a flaw, but this was a $200 tamper set, so I figured it would be a little bit better than that. My next flaw, they do mention this, but it is still a problem to me, is this right here. This is a portafilter for a Breville dual boiler. This is a custom-made one from a company on Etsy that I bought, and I really like it, but there's a flaw here in the fact that this does not work with the Simonelli Essentials set. It will only work with standard portafilters like an E61 group head, which is pretty comparable for any flip, like the Flare 58 and a lot of portafilters like the Rockets all use the same size, so you'll be good there. It does specify that it doesn't use with Breville, because basically these little notches that hold it in place on the machine, they're quite a bit wider on the Flare 58 one in comparison to the Breville dual boiler one. So that one sits in there nicely, and that Flare 58 one, or the Breville one, it doesn't fit in there very, very well at all. You can almost make it work, but not quite, and it's kind of frustrating. Also notice if you put this in here, it doesn't lay flat, which is problematic to me. I wish there was some way to raise this up here if it was adjustable, so if you had a portafilter like mine all the time, you know it would be constantly level when you tamp, because then you have to actually tamp unlevel to make a level tamp, which is a very inconvenient thing in my opinion. It does work with spouted portafilters, so that's a good plus to it. It works nice here. The tamper I originally didn't like, but the more that I use it, the more that I like it. It screws off on the top here. I'm not sure why, so you could probably get a replacement base if you needed to, but it does feel great, and I find I use it a lot more. I think part of it is because I like the fact that it matches everything. All right, now let's talk about this whole portion here. We have a nice little lid here, and you lift off this lid and exposes a knockbox. The knockbox has a little cork here in the center that is removable and I believe replaceable. The bottom of the knockbox has that same cork that you can find on the bottom of the cradle, and this cork is raised out a little bit, so when you set it on the table, you can actually feel the cork versus this one you can't. So I do think that maybe was a design flaw on my particular one. You simply just knock knock the portafilter right off the side of that, and you can fit like 6 pucks or 8 pucks in there. So a good enough amount. One of the things that I've noticed with this knockbox is when you put the lid on, the heat and the steam from the puck rises up, and it becomes and makes the bottom of this lid wet. I have not had an issue with anything cracking on it. They did do some kind of protective coating on it, but I don't like when you pull off of this and put it onto your table to use a knockbox. I guess you could hold the entire thing up, but when you hold the entire thing up, when you hold things up like this with one hand, it can kind of be difficult to really pick that up with your portafilter and get it back on. It's not the best and greatest workflow for that. So that it works nice. It does get a little bit moldy, but they did at least cut some holes out there, so I don't find that to be big of a deal. If you do leave it a while, the cork will end up getting moldy, but you can rinse that off and it comes out pretty easily. So overall, I don't like it for the price. If it was cheaper, I would be more interested in it, but it is handmade, so it does take a while to make. I can buy a great tamper for 50 bucks, so that means the rest of this is 150. I have my favorite knockbox that I have, I think, was 60 bucks. So there's 110 bucks between this and the knockbox. I'm sure I can find this set for 90 bucks. The nice side is the fact is it really keeps all of the coffee grounds out of there and concise in one place. And it does look nice. I think that's a pro to it. It definitely does look really cool. It was not worth the price to me, and I would not recommend this as a product. Unfortunately, I was really excited about it when I first got it, but it just seemed to be a letdown after letdown on this thing. So that's kind of my thoughts with this. If you have any questions or want to know more about this, please let me know. I would love to answer any questions you have. You can go ahead and put those in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.